Hello, I'm Jeremy Garcia from KSBI.ca, Music Without Borders to Inspire the Soul. I'm here today doing a segment on Club F.U.C.I, and I'm here with Melanie to talk about our uniqueness about the Heartwood Cafe. Melanie, how are you doing today?
I'm good. Thanks so much for making time for us today.
Oh no, thank you for letting us interview you today. So can you tell us, what are we doing today? What has the events that you have done in the past?
So basically, Heartwood Cafe is a community cafe, and every event that we do is based on creating a community collaboration with the people that we're working with. So every week, we have about 2 to 3 events happening usually on Thursdays, Fridays, or Saturdays. And we have events that are based on social justice, a lot of events that are led by youth, a lot of really amazing communities like Indigenous communities, queer communities, communities of color. And yeah, basically what we try to do is create spaces where stories are often swept under the rug. And what we try to do here is try to create a space where people can feel comfortable in their own skin to be able to share the stories that don't often get to be told.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That sounds really amazing. So can you tell us, how did you guys be able to get this idea and then later form it into with your other groups, probably, I'm guessing, and then how did you guys come up with this idea?
Yeah, totally. Well, the cool thing about this space, 317 East Broadway, is that before Heartwood Community Cafe was what it was today, there was actually another social justice cafe. It was called Rhizome Cafe as well. And they were amazing. They were up for around 7 or 8 years, and
wow.
the work that they did was so monumental to so many social justice communities in Vancouver. They basically started off the legacy of creating the space that is queer friendly, family friendly. So when they decided to close the doors, everyone was like, what do we do, you know?
Yeah.
So what was really rad actually was the Trinity United Church actually ended up buying the cafe.
Oh, wow.
For the main purpose of wanting to continue that community feel. You know, they wanted
Yes.
to continue doing community creation, community collaboration. So what happened was basically they picked up the cafe and kind of it is what it is now.
Yeah.
Not only because of Trinity United, but also because of the community members that continue to make it what it is. You know, we wouldn't be Heartwood without the people that come in every day to bring in the events, to come in just to be who they are, come in just to share their stories. Everything that we do is premised on what the community wants, and what we try to do is facilitate what the community wants. So yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool to have that community responsibility.
Oh, definitely. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really amazing, having people to be able to collaborate your ideas with and having people just being here, having fun.
Yeah,
Just
totally.
exactly. There's artists coming here and, many people coming here to just enjoy and have a good time. How do you guys provide the space for them and.
Yeah, totally. So as I mentioned, every event is a collaboration.
Yes.
So if you want to do an event, super easy. You can check out our website. It's www.heartwoodcc.ca. And if you look under the tab where it says Our Space, you can check out how to hold an event. So there's an event application form, which is super simple to kind of read over, and it gives you kind of a baseline of what it is that we're trying to do. Our vision here is to nurture the spirit of social justice and liberation. So because it's a collaboration, we want to make sure that every event is also in line with our vision. Just because we want to make sure that we as a cafe also grow, and so does the Heartwood Community Network, but also the people that are coming in. We want to make it reciprocated.
Definitely.
So we get amazing people coming in. As I mentioned, we have a lot of youth coming in, doing events. One of the events that often happen here is one called Spoken Works that's led by queer youth. I think we're going to actually be doing that for March 3rd, so you can check it out on our website. But yeah, so it's kind of like a conversation, what do you want to do? What do you want to bring to the community? And how can we work together for it? Because we are a cafe that's a social enterprise, we want to figure out ways to obviously figure out the financial sustainability, but also the community accessibility. So we do ask for a venue contribution, whatever it is that people are able to provide. And with that, we also try to make sure what are the barriers that usually keep people from being able to do that. So again, it's a conversation of how can we work with each other? What are the barriers, and how can we kind of reduce those barriers? So yeah, if you want to know more, you can email us also at events@heartwoodcc.ca.
Wow, from an artist, if I want to be doing that, that would be such a great thing for me to be out here,
Yeah,
to be
totally.
able to get that opportunity. So I hear that you're starting an online presence, which we can bring focus into that. Can you talk more about it?
Yeah, totally. So this month we're going to be coming out with a series of digital storytellings to talk a bit about the Heartwood community.
Oh.
Again, as I mentioned, Heartwood would not be Heartwood without its community. So what we're trying to do is we want to give that storytelling of what happens in Heartwood, not only just in the cafe, but also beyond. So who is it that's in our network? So in the next couple of weeks, starting February 11th, we're going to be coming out with a video to talk about who are the people in the community, who are some of the really cool activists, who are some of the really cool artists that we work with, who are some of the people on the Heartwood team. So we're going to be showcasing that. You can check it out. Again, you can check it out on our Facebook if you just search Heartwood Community Cafe. You can also check it out on our Twitter and our Instagram, which is just at Heartwood.cc. Yeah, and so another thing that we're trying to do is encourage people to talk about what is community and why are spaces like Heartwood important. So we're also calling out the question, what does Heartwood mean to you? And we're asking people to answer that question with a hashtag #OurHeartwood.
And I would like to know about yourself. Can you introduce us about your history and your background?
My own personal background? So I guess it was kind of a gentle integration into being with a cafe. I have done a lot of nonprofit work, and in the past, I guess I started off as a youth worker and slowly got into curriculum development, and then I guess got more into networking. One of my biggest passions is bringing people together. Like, I feel like for me, my biggest vision in life is what is it that we have as a community together that we can work with, and rather than it being something that's competitive, what's a way that we can share all our successes? So I think that coming to Heartwood was kind of like a perfect, coming
definitely.
together of like families, because when I got the job, I was just like, cool, all I have to do is live my life, and I guess that's what I'm gonna get paid for. So yeah, it's kind of my background, and outside of this, I also do a lot of organizing for queer communities, a lot of stuff for creating spaces for Filipina communities as well. So
Wow,
yeah.
like from what you've told me so far, I mean, that's really a good thing, and you've done a lot, and you've been helping out people so much, and to be able to give artists an opportunity to be able to be heard out there, that's really something to be proud of and to be amazed at. And like, can you tell us, is there anything that you'd love to say for our viewers to listen out there?
Yeah, totally. I guess it's kind of a big question, but I guess, again, with the spirit of Heartwood, everything that we do is based on community collaboration. There are so few spaces in Vancouver that are spaces for artists and activists and families and cultural producers to be able to connect with each other. And I think that Heartwood has that responsibility to be a space that is accessible and inclusive for people to feel like, they can feel good, they can share their power and their worth and everything. So I think that at Heartwood, we most certainly don't want to be the only people doing this. So I guess our main thing out there is to talk to the artists and all the community members out there. What are your stories? And we want to make sure that the encouragement of creating these spaces not only just happens here, but that when people come here, they can feel inspired to also create spaces for themselves.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, thank you very much, Melanie, for taking your time and letting us interview you here today at Heartwood Cafe.
Yeah.
Well, this is Jeremy Garcia from KSBI.ca signing out, and let's take it back to Club F.U.C.I.